God cannot do. So my name is Gold. I've come from the Southwest to give this testimony. I'm actually very nervous. So I joined NSPPD 2021 October. And prior to joining NSPPD, the lazy type. I'm the type that watch movies and still expect something good to happen. So I wrote my WAEC 2016, and I passed my JAMB, I passed everything, but I didn't get the course I wanted, so I had to go for pre-degree. And when I started pre-degree, instead of reading, when my mates are going to class, I'll sit down with K-drama on my bed. That is what I do. I don't go to church. I just watch movies. So I got admission to study one course. It was not what I wanted. I always wanted to be in the medical line. And I kept rewriting JAMB. Even though I would not read for the JAMB, I would just wear my clothes and go. So I was able to get admission into nursing, to study nursing. And at the time I got it was 3 years past the year I wrote my WAEC. And I realized that that was delay on my part. It was not even anybody, I caused this myself. So I decided that starting now, I'm going to start reading properly and actually read and pass these exams. That was 2019. Going into 2020, I was the serious student, and COVID happened, and I had to go home. And when I got home, everything I had depressed myself off. I enjoyed it. I traveled. I was at home, and I decided I'm not going to study nursing anymore. I'm leaving nursing. I'm going to study any course. I wrote my first semester exam. I wrote my second semester exam. And I was ready to leave in my 200 level just to transfer to another department. I started going to classes. I went to meet a professor in business administration that I wanted to travel to. Is it possible for a science student to cross? The professor told me I should not worry. That is okay. Okay. So I was not able to cross to that department. I had to stay in nursing. So I wrote the exam with my mates, but I was not in class. So there are some questions I just submitted empty paper like that. So by December, the results of the exam we wrote in 200 level came out, and I realized that I had failed 2 courses. And in nursing, if you fail 4 courses, you will leave the department. If you fail 3, you repeat. If you fail 2, you resit. And I was so pained that December that I was just crying. And that December, Papa said we should declare, that's December 2021, that we should tell God what we want. And God will answer us the way we want it. And I told God, I said, God, I know I've been very unserious, but this department, I want to leave this department without receipting any course anymore. The last 2 I had receipts in 211 for semester would be my final one. And as God will have it, I graduated without a receipt in any course. All the exams I went into, I came out and I passed. So 2024 last year was when I graduated. And after graduation, I was wondering, what do I want to do now? Our nursing didn't want us to travel or anything. I said I was going to take NCLEX exam. And if you know NCLEX exam, that's the professional exam that allows you to practice as a nurse in the United States, in Canada, and in Australia. So I said I wanted to take it. Now, it means the fund. This exam cost millions of naira. So January crossover night, December 31st, Pastor Jerry said we should tell God what we want. And I told God, I said, this exam, people in Nigeria that study nursing, they wait for 4 years to write this exam. This exam is a very difficult exam. Even people that study in the United States, some people write it for 3 years and they keep failing. And I told God, I said, God, I'm on this altar. I want to write this exam and pass it in one sitting. I didn't want any delay, anything. I must pass this exam at once. And to get the millions is now the problem, because this exam is not written in Nigeria. So I told God that I needed the money. Now, in my business, if I do advert of 10,000 naira, maybe I'll get order of 40K, that's 30K profit. But since that March, that I needed to start paying for that exam, up until this moment, I have not done any advert in my business, and my business has grown miraculously. The millions I needed to write and to pay and write this exam, I paid this for my business. Nobody assisted me. It's just God that did this for me. I was supposed to get an email to write the exam. I started in February. I was supposed to get it in April. This email got delayed up until July before I got that mail. Exam that I was supposed to write in May. So I told God that I wanted to write it in October. Then September came. Where I'm working, I'm an intern. And because of the fear of this exam, the way people fail it, the 2 of my friends that wanted to write it together, we kept saying, what gave us the audacity that even as an intern, we want to go and write this exam that people fail. But that September this year, Pastor Jerry declared that that God will there's a meeting, God will terminate that meeting. There's a boardroom going on in your mind. You are trying to know if you will pass it or not. Don't think about it. God has settled it. So I went to meet my ogas at work and told them, please, I want to get 2 weeks leave, because they told us that we only have terminal leave in internship. That means we work 11 straight and take the 12 months off. But I told them I needed my 2 weeks out of the terminal leave, because they had told us prior to starting the internship that if you want to write any professional exam, just come and meet us, we'll give you 2 weeks leave. And I told them that I want to go and write the exam. They asked me which exam. I said NCLEX. They said, I said Kenya. They said, no, that one is not allowed though. That the exam they are talking about is registered midwife, registered public health nurse, and I'd written all those ones. I said, I told you guys, I said that if you need this, we should come. On 4th of September, Pastor declared they will change their mind. Instead of aggression, they will show you kindness. So I decided to write a long text message to those guys that, please, ma, as grateful as I am for this internship, this is an exam I'd already booked. I booked my flight, I booked everything. I needed to go. They were the ones that assisted me. They wrote letters to the management and all that, and they were able to give me that leave for me to go. So I wrote my exam on the 27th of October. And I told my sister, because that was a Monday, that I will not be on NSPD, that she should stand in for me. And everything Papa declared on that day was concerning my exam. When I got to that exam, you could pass between 85 and 150 questions. I was going in expecting 85 questions. And after 25 questions, the question became very hard. The first 25 questions, I was even thanking God that, this exam is easy. Then I remember the woman that had come here from the United States, and she had said that she was writing a nurse practitioner exam, not the one I'm writing. And she had told God, every question she was writing, she kept calling Eroy before she goes to the next question. So from that 25th question, I started calling Eroy. When I got to the 85th question, up until the 150 question, exam that people passed at 85, I got the full 150 questions, and I wrote the exam, and I left. When I got outside, all the questions I crammed in my head to come and check, everything, I failed everything. So 48 hours later, I was traveling with my friends to another city within Nairobi, and that was where we got the result. Papa used to say, how will you shout? I could not even shout. I was just wailing. I was wailing. That the Kenya guy beside me, when I got to her, she was like, why are you crying like that? I said, I'm just so happy. He said, Kenyans, we don't cry like that though. I said, you don't even know what is doing me, because if you know it. This is an exam that people write 7 times before they can pass it. And I wrote it 1 time. What God cannot do does not exist. And I passed the exam in 1 sitting. I want to thank God for his consistency with my inconsistency. God has been so faithful to me. I'm somebody that knows to go to church. Now I stream 4 services at once. I'm always there. It's my first time in Abuja. It's my first time in Streams of Joy. And I've flown all the way from Lagos to come and give this testimony. God is so faithful. Papa said, God will give you a new name. My new name is a registered nurse in the United States of America. Thank you very much.